So the Olympics just ended like a week ago. I think about a week ago at the time of this recording. And there has been a lot of talk about it. I've seen a lot of different takes, and I think I have one that's a little bit different than anyone I've seen. So we're going to dig into it as a Christian. How should we view this? I do think, now that I have my mic at the right spot, I believe, I may be wrong, I believe Ruslan kind of talked a little bit about similar stance to what I have, but here's what I think. Okay, we're told in Scripture, Jesus tells us the world's going to hate us because it first hated him. So when you take into account that, and also the fact that, especially this Olympics, we're looking at France, most of Europe, France I think even more so, is very, very atheist. So I don't think it should really be surprising. I didn't find it surprising that it was a mockery of Christianity. And I've heard some people say that, well, it really wasn't, it was something else. But I've seen some fairly decent evidence that the people that were doing it were actually saying their intent was to mimic or mock Christianity, mock the Last Supper, things like that. So I don't think as Christians we should be surprised when people who hate God act like they hate God. I mean, call me old-fashioned, but yeah. And so, but I don't think that should be our focus either. I think there's a lot of really positive that was happening in and around the Olympics that was really not talked about, or was very much overshadowed because of all the other stuff that was going on. So rather than talk about that, I've already talked about the negative. That's really all the more time that I want to spend on it. And this will be a little bit of a shorter video, but I do want to highlight some of the positives that I saw at the Olympics or around the Olympics. So we will get into them. There is an article by Christianity Today. I don't subscribe to Christianity Today. This will be, I think, the second article. Yeah, the second article of theirs that I've reacted to. So people are probably going to think that I do. I don't. They're a source that covers a lot of these topics. So is what it is. But let's dive straight in here. So Christianity Today had this article, and it was the top Christian highlights of the French Olympics. And I will link the article in the description of the video. I'm not going to go over all of them that are here because there's a lot, and there's a lot of really cool stuff. I want to hit the ones that I think are the biggest, or the biggest highlights, the ones that got to me the most. But go look at these the individuals that they're talking about. Like, give them a follow, to give them some I think some props for going and representing your country is a big deal, but representing God when it was very easy to just not mention it. And some of these, they've gone out of their way, as we'll see. So first one I want to look at, this is not one specific athlete. This is several different athletes, and they are singing Waymaker. You can see here, now there was a video, but for some reason I can't find the video now. The link that I had is not working, and this is all I could pull up, but they're here. This lady is playing the piano, and then all of them around them here are singing, worshiping in the middle of this, like, it's like an entrance hall, if you will, to one of the I think one of like the dorms. But here's what Christianity Today said about it. A shared faith brings athletes together with teammates and across nations. This group of Olympians from Australia, Nigeria, Portugal, and other countries sang Waymaker in a video posted by Cindy Semper, a British hurdler who praised God for the other Christian athletes she met at the Olympics. This is awesome to see this and see them being as open with this as what they are. Yeah. So the next one is German athletes. And this one is a video. I'll play it here in a second. The article continues. Elsewhere, gold medalist Yemizi Ogunle, I probably butchered the pronunciation, and silver medalist Malaika Mihambo sang Gratitude while their coach Ulrich Knopp played guitar and harmonized. The athletes posted the video shortly before the shot put and long jump events, crediting the song with preparing their hearts and minds for competition. Okay, so we will play this clip. So again, I think it's pretty awesome. I think I read through this article. It's been a couple days, but the lady on the left, she's the one that got gold, and she actually ended up slipping and falling, and did something to her knee. So her final throw actually was on a. I don't know if she did it. I know it was at least a sore knee. I don't know if it was more than that. But her final throw was on a sore knee, and it was a shot put. And she said as soon as she let it go, she saw where it landed, and she knew, like, she had gotten gold. But even then, I believe she actually ended up, if this is the one... Yeah, so she did there was a press event afterwards, and there was a moderator asked if it was true that she sang gospel choir, and they asked what song was going through her head, and she responded with an impromptu rendition of "God Kept Me" by Harvey Watkins Jr. And so there's a lot of what we see just people breaking out in song. I heard too that during the opening ceremony, when all that was going on, I heard that there was an impromptu worship service. Someone had their guitar, like it was just outside of the area, and it was just an impromptu worship. Like, people just started worshiping, playing music, singing out in the street outside of the facilities, which is awesome. Just to see people have that kind of faith, unashamed faith in God, especially with everything that was going on. It would have been very easy to just stand back and not do anything. Next one I want to look at is Marileidy Paulino. And again, I apologize. I am probably butchering all these names. I'm probably butchering all of these names. Let me see here. I'll actually put this article. Okay. So here, Marileidy Paulino, who started her track and field career running barefoot because she couldn't afford shoes, became the first woman from the Dominican Republic ever to win Olympic gold on August 9th. So she is known for holding up a Bible after earning silver at the Tokyo Olympics 3 years ago. This time, Paulino knelt in prayer on the track after her victory. In her comments afterwards, she thanked God for her opportunity to excel on her country's behalf. I don't come to compete for the money, she said, but because I love athletics, to help motivate the younger generations, and because these achievements are also doors that are being opened for the future generations of the Dominican people. Again, and that's awesome. Especially she is known for, at the Olympics in Japan, holding up a Bible afterwards. Like, it's awesome to see these people that are unashamed, entirely unashamed. Okay, this next one is Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. 100 years ago, Eric Little declined to run the 100 meter on Sunday in the 1924 Paris Olympics, made a last-minute switch to the 400 meters, and won a stunning gold medal on August 8th of this year. One of the most visible evangelical Christians at the 2024 Paris Olympics delivered an equally stunning performance at the same distance with 10 hurdles in the way. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, who qualified for her first Olympics while still in high school, broke her own world record in the 400 meter hurdles. Her time of 50.37 seconds won gold with 1.5 seconds to spare. Proportionally, that would be like winning a marathon by more than 3 minutes. That is nuts. So video footage shows McLaughlin, I don't know, and her chief rival Femke Bol of the Netherlands virtually even through 6 hurdles, while both stuttered, stepped, and struggled to maintain balance over the last 3 hurdles. McLaughlin-Levrone ran them in perfect stride with alternating takeoff legs as if not even fatigued. That's awesome. I'm pretty sure I pronounced her last name differently every single time I said it. But Sydney, that is awesome to see. I credit all that I do to God. He's given me a gift. He's given me a drive to just want to continue and improve upon myself. And I have a platform, and I want to use it to glorify Him. So whenever I step on the track, it's always the prayer of, God, let me be the vessel in which You're glorified, whatever the result is. How I conduct myself, how I carry myself, not just how I perform. So it's just freedom in knowing that regardless of what happens, He's going to get the praise through me. That's why I do what I do. That's awesome. So again, it's typical. You see it fairly typical in sports and award shows and ceremonies and stuff. That I want to thank God first and foremost, but it's the way that I saw many of these professing Christians. The way that I actually saw them carry themselves. It is not just a casual Christian thing. This is something. It actually means something for them. They're willing to lose something for it, and that's awesome. Especially on that stage. Okay, so now this one, Nicola McDermott, and I like the title of this little section is "If you know God, you can smile under pressure," which ties in perfectly to what we talked about recently with the fruit of joy. The fruit of joy. So she is a high jump participant. Says the high jump is emotionally intense event requiring great precision and providing an immediate evaluation of success or absolute failure. That's what makes this video so incredible. It shows Australian jumper Nicola McDermott. It's probably not Nicola because that's like Russian. Flashing a broad smile before attempting to clear a 2.02 meters, 6 feet 7.5 inches at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021. Maybe McDermott knew something in advance. She cleared the bar cleanly to earn a silver medal in Tokyo. On August 4th in Paris, now married and known as Nicola Alslegers, she jumped 2 meters, that's 6 foot 6.75 inches, and took silver again. I'll watch the video in a minute. But she says, the satisfaction that I jump and live by was once performance driven to bring meaning to life. Yet that all changed when I was introduced to Jesus. In addition to sharing her faith openly, she has formed a ministry called Everlasting Crowns. She describes its purpose as seeing fellow athletes transformed by Jesus' perfect love, planted in churches, and described to be a blessing to every place they are sent. Our hope is that they rise up and not only have faith, but compete with eternal perspective. That's awesome. Let's watch this video, because that's something too I saw when I was reading through this. The first thing that stuck out, I mean, you can see like she's looks incredibly happy. And when you see this video, get rid of the music so I get a copyright strike. But like, okay, first of all, that is nuts to be able to do. But seeing like, okay, she's excited afterwards, but what really stuck out to me is beforehand. Let's see if it goes back. Right there, beforehand. When most people are like, I mean, I would be freaking out. I'd be stressed. It's the Olympics. You're competing on a national stage for your country. But she is radiating joy. Radiating joy. Regardless of the pressure that's there, regardless of the stress that's there, she is radiating joy. Like we've talked about with this Fruit of the Spirit series, where does joy come from? It comes from the Spirit. That's the only place joy comes from. You can have pleasure outside of that. You can have happiness outside of that. But the only place joy comes from is the Holy Spirit. And joy is completely separated from your circumstances. It's completely separated from your emotions. But that is, I think her beforehand, when this video first starts, seeing how she is in the midst of that, I think is textbook definition of joy as a Christian. Joy. That's awesome. Have we got 3 more, I think? Like I said, there's a lot of these. Oh, this is one. So this is actually from a photo of this is from the cover of the article. But I like this because they are Yeah, I'll read it. When Brazilian Larissa Pimenta and Italian Odette Giuffrida faced off for a bronze medal in the women's 52 kilogram judo event on July 28th, they already knew each other well. Very well, in fact. Giuffrida had become a Christian through Pimenta's influence during a visit to Brazil. Pimenta won the bout. In her moment of joy and emotion, the first embrace she received was from her friend she had defeated, as she explained in an interview. She's a special person to me, and what she said was incredibly meaningful. She speaks Portuguese, and we talk quite a lot. Odette came to know God through me. She came to Brazil and found God, and just a few days ago, we were talking about how we were going to give all honor and glory to Him. So at that moment, she told me to get up because all honor and glory should be given to Him. It was truly significant to me. I think did I just read it? If I remember correctly, or was it somewhere else? I believe they faced off for silver. Maybe bronze. I don't know. But they faced off, and afterwards, that was that. That's what this is from. And so, I mean, it looks like. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know which one is which because I don't know the country's colors. But it looks like the woman on the left here is crying, upset. But from the story, it sounds like maybe that's not the case. But that's awesome. Seeing that these athletes are actually, they're sharing their faith. They're bringing other people to Christ through what they are doing. You know, if these ladies had not both been doing this, then she may not have had a chance to share her faith. She may not have come to Christ. Maybe it was the fact that there was somebody else that was in a similar situation that was doing similar things to what she was doing that was able to speak to her at a level that other people maybe wouldn't, and that's what brought her into the family. Like, this is awesome to see. And I got very frustrated because aside from this article, like I said, I think I may have seen Ruslan talk about one of these. Maybe more, or maybe somebody else. I've seen maybe one other creator mention these, and that was it. And that is, like, why? This is awesome. This is what we should be focusing on, are these positive stories. Stories of, through the competition, through all that negativity that we saw at the beginning, and the mockery of Christianity that we saw at the beginning, even despite all of that, despite how unpopular it would be to be a Christian in this setting, and how easy it would be to just not even denounce your faith, just keep quiet about it. Just go there. You know, my country didn't send me to try to talk about Jesus and to people and try to witness to people. Like, I'm here to practice. I'm here to do this event. That's it. But no, they're not. Like, they are living out their faith on the biggest stage possible for them. And they're bringing people into the family by doing that. Like, this is amazing, and I don't know why more people weren't talking about it. Some of these, like, moved me quite a bit, and I was very, very frustrated. Okay, so there's two left. Yeah, okay. Brazilian Rayssa Leal, who won a silver medal in street skateboarding at the Tokyo Olympics at age 13, followed up with a bronze this year before a preliminary run. She turned the camera and used sign language to communicate John 14:16. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I did it because I do it in every competition, Leal told UOL, a Brazilian media outlet. For me, it's important. I'm a Christian. I believe a lot in God. There, I ask for strength and send a message to everyone that God really is the way, the truth, and the life. I think this has a video of her. So yeah, there she's doing it. And she looks, I don't know if this is... Yeah, it says she won bronze for her country. Okay, so she's, what, 17? 16. 16 years old. And she is this bold with her faith. Man, this is... I don't know why more people are not talking about this. Okay, last one. And this is actually the first one that I saw. But yeah, this is the longest of the video clips. And this is the Fiji rugby team. So this is immediately after, this will probably be about 3 minutes, but this is immediately after the teams come out on the field, they do their national anthems, the national anthem for both teams, and then they get ready to like go off on their own way and start the match. But I believe this Fiji team actually did this at every match they played. This is from one of theirs. Yeah, we'll get into it. So this is immediately after. This is on a world stage. Immediately after they did their national anthem. This is what the Fiji team does.
The pre-game hymn. Fiji getting ready to line up for their hymn. Nongu Masu, which translates to "This is our prayer." A special hymn about to begin from the Fijians. was very special and stirring. The hymn from...
So yeah, they do that. Then they go into their match. But see, I think there was something about. So they actually, from what I've seen, the Fiji team would do this in the mornings at the Olympic Village. So this is something the other teams were hearing. They weren't just doing it there. This article says the Pacific Island nation of Fiji, with fewer than 1 million people and a total land area about 2/3 of Hawaii, has 33 athletes at the Paris Olympics, 24 of them rugby players. Fiji's only Olympic medals ever have come in rugby sevens. Their men's team had been undefeated in the Olympics, gold in 2016 in Rio when rugby sevens was introduced, and gold in Tokyo in 2021, but after 17 straight wins, they fell to the host nation of France in this year's gold medal game. But that loss has not stopped the Fijian team from doing the other thing they've become known for, singing praises to God. The Fiji team has gained worldwide attention for singing hymns with beautiful harmony in the Olympics Village Court. Australian water polo player Tilly Kearns posted a video with comment having the best seat in the village, being next to the Oceania building. A classical music website shared the video and explained that the team was singing Mo Ravi V Jisu, a Fijian hymn. The words translate to, "Put your trust into the Lord, and He will guide your way." The website added, "Listening to the video, you might think you're overhearing a rehearsal by a professional choir. The harmonies, rhythms, musicality, and sheer beauty of their resonant voices make it hard to believe these aren't formally trained musicians." So, I guess the point in all this, what's the purpose? I think it's very easy for us to fixate on the negative, focus on the bad. When, first of all, as Christians, that shouldn't be surprising us anyways. Like I said at the beginning, this is something that we should expect as Christians. Like we're literally told by Jesus that people are going to hate us because of him, because they hated him first. If we're spreading the gospel is offensive in nature. The gospel goes completely contrary to what society and culture preaches today. The gospel says that you are not enough. You are not good enough. You can't do it on your own. But what makes it the good news is there's a "but God" after that statement. You can't do it on your own. You're not good enough to do it on your own. You will never be good enough to do it on your own. But God made a way. That's the gospel message. And these athletes, that's why I wanted to focus on this. These athletes are doing, and like I said, this is even all of them. There's several other in this article, and there are several others that are not even in this article. You need to take a lesson from these individuals. If they can go on a world stage where Christianity is pretty clearly under attack, at the very least, is being scrutinized, mocked, ridiculed, and they can stand up flat-footed, not back down, and be very, very forthcoming, be very unashamed and unapologetic about what they believe, about their faith in Jesus, then we should be willing to do the same in our lives, with our businesses, where we work, with where we go. I was actually just talking to my kids and I we're talking about this last night a little bit. We're getting ready to start going through the Gospel of John together in our family devotion time, and talked about this idea of, which I'll get into this more because this is going to be one of the next things that I do is going to be a series on the Gospel of John. But John, one of the focuses is what Paul talks about as far as become all things to all men, so that by all possible means some might be saved. Finding what people need and meeting that need. Not just physical needs, but if someone doesn't have a father, be a father to them. Show them Christ through that. If someone doesn't have a sibling or a friend or spouse or whatever they may need, you are that thing to them, and you're showing Christ to them through that. I think this is a good example of that. You know, some of the people that witnessed this both in person and watching online, but just think about that. The fact that France is a very atheistic country. You know, I said at the beginning, Europe is pretty atheist, and even for European standards, France is pretty atheistic. And so in the middle of this atheist haven, there is a light that is shining, and it wasn't the Olympic torch that was being carried. It was another type of fire on the inside of each of these athletes they brought with them, and I am believing that there are people that were touched just from watching them and how they carried themselves. So we need to do the same. There's no excuse. We're told, the only thing we're told to do, the only command we are given, the Great Commission, go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. And we need to start with our own backyard. Thanks. God bless. Hey, thanks for watching all the way through to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of the new content we have coming out. If you look over here, you will see some other videos that YouTube may think that you would like as well. So thanks. God bless.